chair and processional will handle. It is my pleasure to introduce a special and important addition to Convocation ceremonies that reminds us all of the ancestral lands of the First Peoples of Canada. This song is called a victory song that will start us off in a good way at every one of our Convocation ceremonies. Over the past hundreds of years, there have been many victory songs that have been passed down through generations. These songs have a special power to them and therefore carry such great meaning, as this song correlates with the treaties signed with the Crown and the First Peoples of Canada. The treaties were agreements signed as a foundation for ongoing relationships in understanding one another so that we live together in a respectful relationship as we move forward together to advance reconciliation. We present this song to uplift the spirit and to encourage all of us to come together, sing and dance in victory for the graduates' accomplishments. It is my pleasure today to introduce the victory song, and I extend gratitude to our traditional singers and cultural ambassadors, Lyle Tatusis, Monty Sunchild, Al Crawford, Adrian Lachance, Colin Rain, and Jade Tatusis, who have pre-recorded the victory song for the U of A Convocation ceremonies. Please stay standing. Whatsoever things are true, a promise made here at the University of Alberta over 100 years ago. Today, we are gathered to celebrate this commitment to ourselves and to our community. We celebrate with all those who leave here today with their degrees. May you continue to seek truth. May you continue to serve in our global home. May you continue to grow in wisdom and understanding. And may you continue to uphold the university's values of integrity, freedom, and the equality and dignity of all persons, to create a community filled with promise for the future and goodwill toward all. Please be seated. Welcome to the University of Alberta, and welcome to all of you this morning. My name is Peggy Garrity, and I have the privilege of serving as the Chancellor for the University of Alberta and conferring all of your degrees today. I'd like to acknowledge that the University of Alberta is located on Treaty 6 territory and the homelands of the Métis. In stating this, we must recognize our responsibility in working in relationship alongside First Nation and Métis people and their communities on our way forward, and in good relations in uplifting the whole people for the next 7 generations and the university for tomorrow. On behalf of the entire university community, I'm delighted to welcome you to this convocation, the first time we've gathered in person since November 2019 to celebrate the graduating class. And I have to say, the first time for me as Chancellor to be able to stand here and watch and see all of you. So I know it's an exciting day for you. It's really an exciting day for me as well. I'd like to welcome all of you and graduates. We're so pleased that so many of your friends and family members could join us to celebrate your degrees. I see lots of them up there. As you participate in today's ceremony, you're walking in the footsteps of generations of scholars. And each of the traditions you see on the stage and throughout the ceremony today have special meaning and significance. Today's formal opening procession to the stage, led by our Chief Marshal and the University Mace, originates in the procession of the Guild of Teachers. Such guilds in past centuries were dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge, just as our university is today. The many different academic gowns, hoods, and caps here on stage today reflect centuries of university tradition. As Chancellor, I wear the University of Alberta colors of green and gold. The different colors of our faculty hoods signify to everyone here and to our society the degree that you have earned. Your caps, or those Oxford-style mortarboards, may be considered a symbol of the scholar's independence. These symbols and traditions remind us of our connections to the past. But seeing your faces today and conferring your degree is all about the future, about your futures, and the future you will create for our communities and for the world. We will hear from Dr. Delaney Bethanagayam and our board, on behalf of our Board of Governors, and President and Vice Chancellor Bill Flanagan, who will join me in recognizing your accomplishments today. We're also joined by traditional knowledge keeper Donald Langford, who is here today to extend special recognition to Indigenous members of our learning community. Distinguished guests on the convocation stage also include a number of community leaders and members of our academy. I'm very pleased that deans and professors from our faculties of graduate studies and research and engineering are here today to congratulate each graduate as you cross the stage. You'll also hear from Mr. Gary Merkel, who has accepted our invitation to receive an honorary doctorate of laws, our university's highest honor. An honorary degree recognizes inspiring role models and leaders, celebrating extraordinary accomplishments or remarkable service to our society. And I'm so proud, Gary, to be able to celebrate your honorary degree today. Following the presentation of the honorary degree, we'll begin the recognition of all of your degrees. One of our deans will present you on behalf of the faculties, and our president will guide you through your pledge to pursue the encouragement of learning and the public good. It will then be my great honor to admit you to your degrees and confer upon you all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities that come with being a university graduate. Then it'll be your turn to be up here on the stage with us. Each of you will cross the stage as your name is called. And I know for everyone here, that will be the most important part of the ceremony this morning. Your degree will actually be conferred as I congratulate you and we meet each other on the stage. I've been advised that my hand would be very sore after shaking hands with thousands of students at 14 convocation events. So please just pause as you cross the stage so we can recognize each one of you and congratulate you as you receive your degree. That moment will bind you and the University of Alberta together for all time. We're here to welcome you to the University of Alberta alumni family, and I really hope you enjoy the day. So I'd like to start by inviting greetings from Dr. Delaney Bethany Yagam, Board of Directors.
Hello, bonjour, Tansai, Eminent Chancellor Garrity, President Flanagan, distinguished guests, graduates, families, and friends. I'm very pleased to participate in this special day. On behalf of the Board of Governors, to bring the board's greetings and hearty congratulations. Today is a day of celebration, when the entire university community, along with your families and friends, gathers to celebrate you, the graduating class of 2022. It's also a day to celebrate the university, which by virtue of this marvelous milestone, has successfully provided you with the academic resources to support your engagement with issues and opportunities of 2022 and into the future. Collectively and cooperatively, you will be the generation that moves society forward. In the arts, in the economy, in knowledge, discovery, and research. You've been changed over your years at the University of Alberta. The knowledge you've gained here will enable you to address society's issues, influence others, and shape our collective future. You're now the kind of citizen who will apply critical thought, share your knowledge, foster common understanding, and employ the skills you've gained here to better society in a competent, thoughtful, ethical, and engaged way, today, tomorrow, and from now on. Our very heartfelt congratulations to you, your families, friends, and supporters. Be proud. Savor your success. Enjoy today, and we wish you the very best for the future.
It's now my pleasure to invite President Bill Flanagan to address convocation.
Well, welcome, everyone. And I have to tell you, I'm particularly thrilled to be here today. As you may know, I've been in the role now for 2 years, and this week marks the first time in my role as president that I'm able to attend convocation in person. So I know this is a thrilling day for all of you, but it's a really thrilling day for me too. So I just wanted to share that with you. And also, I want to extend a warm welcome to our honorary degree recipient and our many guests in the audience, and of course, the graduating class of 2022. It's all of you that we're here to celebrate today. And the journey you've made is one filled with excitement and exploration, but it's also one that can at times be arduous. What you've accomplished takes fortitude and commitment, many late nights and early mornings, what I'm sure were impressive amounts of caffeinated beverages, and the determination to persevere, even in the face occasionally of formidable odds and often overwhelming workloads. And that's the journey experienced by a typical university graduate. Your journeys, by contrast, as we know, have been anything but typical. You've had to earn your degrees amid unprecedented global conditions during the last 2 years, and this has not gone unnoticed. On behalf of the University of Alberta, I want to offer our profound appreciation to each and every one of you. Throughout the many changes and challenges of the past 2 years, you have been quick to adapt. You have been resilient. You have demonstrated your commitment, above all, to doing all that we can to ensure that to keep one another safe. So thank you, all of you. And in addition to managing through COVID, the university has also been navigating some choppy waters, as you may have noticed, and I'll restrain the urge to regale you with riveting tales about budget cuts and academic restructuring, but suffice it to say, the university itself has undergone an evolutionary journey of its own in the past 2 years. And there's still much work that needs to be done, but having now implemented most of the structural changes, I know that our university is prepared for the future. We are well positioned to continue stewarding this remarkable institution, which has grown and endured and cultivated knowledge and ideas for 114 years. And throughout, our core mission has always remained unchanged: to build one of the world's great universities for the public good. And that's not mere rhetoric. There are many universities in the world doing meaningful work, but there are not many universities in the world doing globally recognized research on such a comprehensive array of some of the most significant challenges facing the planet. Challenges like climate change, developing sustainable energy systems of the future, global food security, advancing and defending free and democratic societies committed to justice, equity, and opportunity for all, harnessing the potential of artificial intelligence to better society, and advancing human health and wellness in our local communities and around the world. I am proud to say that the University of Alberta is among a small handful of global universities with the research and teaching strength to make world-changing contributions to each and every one of these significant challenges. We are leading the way with purpose to develop solutions for our planet and our society. Among these include, of course, the related issues of energy and climate change, particularly pressing. And we've always had a leadership role in energy research. As far back as in the 1920s, a University of Alberta researcher, Dr. Carl Clark, was instrumental in developing the technology to separate oil from sand, which ultimately led to a whole new economic sector in Alberta. And today, we once again remain at the forefront of the next big energy revolution as we move forward with the global transition to an energy mix of lower and net zero energy alternatives. And as we move through this transition, even in the most aggressive transition scenarios, oil and natural gas will continue to be needed for decades to come, which means our research on carbon capture and sequestration is so essential. Infrastructure will also be challenged as our climate changes, where the U of A's leading research on resilient infrastructure will be even more important. Climate change will also have major impacts on the human use of water, where we are leaders in hydrology, hydraulics, water treatment, and conservation. And nanotechnologies, quantum computing, laser technologies, robotics, and autonomous systems are all areas of new opportunity where we can improve the quality of life for people around the world. That's what sets our university apart, our impact on the world and the difference that we make. And it's no better demonstrated than in the recent Times Higher Education Impact Ranking. This ranking is the only global performance measure that assesses universities against the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. including ending poverty, ending world hunger, climate action, and sustainable land use. I am proud to report that among over 2,000 universities worldwide, the University of Alberta ranked 11th. This is the impact that we're having in Alberta, in Canada, and around the world. And hot off the press, just announced yesterday, the latest QS World University ranking, which is among the most prestigious and highly regarded rankings in the world, was just published. And the University of Alberta, in 1 year, jumped 16 spots, which is extraordinary, and we now rank number 110 in the world, among the top 8% of the world's universities. This is a powerful measure of our reputation and impact. And yet, our most significant impact, among all these many impacts, is represented by all of you here today, and that is our exceptional graduates. Undoubtedly, the university's most significant contribution to society and to the world is the remarkable talent of our graduates, and all of the incredible things that you will do as you embark on this next chapter in your life. You are the problem solvers and the change makers. You are the builders and thinkers and leaders who will help us find our way through the world's thorniest issues. You are the ones who will bring new energy and fresh ideas to the great debates and challenges of our times. We can't wait to learn about all the amazing ways that you will use your skills and knowledge and curiosity to help shape our evolving economy, nurture our fragile planet, and build a stronger and more just society. We know it's not going to take you long before you make a real difference when you walk out these doors, and we could not be prouder of you. So today we celebrate your achievements, the bright future that lies ahead as a part of a growing and global University of Alberta family. Congratulations.
Knowledge shall not be the concern of scholars alone. The uplifting of the whole people shall be its final goal.
They inspire us all with their brilliance, creative force, and fervent desire to make the world a better place.
I accept in the name of our poor people.
Dream your dreams. It is possible to have a new kind of world.
Those who receive an honorary degree from the University of Alberta set the highest standards of dedication and excellence for students and for society at large.
It is a good day to be you.
Remember who you are. Remember where you come from.
And while their backgrounds and fields of endeavor vary widely, all are exceptional.
Maybe it's best if I just speak from the heart.
We face today a clash of ignorances.
You are who make the history. You are who create the future.
U of A honorary degree recipients embody the university's vision to inspire the human spirit through outstanding achievements in learning, discovery, and citizenship in a creative community.
Your generation will be called upon to balance what is now moving quickly to a tipping point.
I think we are now in the threshold of a new beginning.
It is a spirit that is building one of the world's great universities for the public good.
It is your attitude that will sustain you. It is not what happens to you, it is what you do with it.
Go out and not simply change the world, go out and save the world. That is what I would seek you to do.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of the University of Alberta, it is my privilege to introduce Gary Merkel for the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws, our institution's highest honor. A U of A alumnus and member of the Tahltan Nation, Mr. Merkel is a professional forester whose work has advanced land stewardship, community empowerment, and culturally relevant Indigenous education, governance, and economic independence. Graduating with distinction in 1985, Mr. Merkel was the third Indigenous U of A graduate in forestry. He founded his own consulting company, Forest Innovations, and used his education and experience to benefit First Nations across Turtle Island and internationally, supporting them in their negotiations over forestry, economic development, and treaty. Dan George, former chief of the Tuscasco or the Burns Lake Band, remarks that Mr. Merkel is a tireless advocate for the betterment of First Nations people everywhere. Among his many contributions, he served as negotiator for the Katanaha Nation Council, past chair of the Tahltan Nation Development Corporation, manager of resource development at Indian and Northern Affairs, and director of lands and resources at the Katanaha Kinbasket Tribal Council. Mr. Merkel was instrumental in forming and managing the Columbia Basin Trust in 1995 to address the injustices of the BC Columbia River Treaty, or the CRT. The CRT led to the construction of 3 storage dams, which ultimately displaced 2,300 residents from their lands, communities, and farms. The Columbia Basin Trust was successful in securing a $295 million endowment from the province of British Columbia, leading to enduring investments in social, economic, and environmental benefits for residents in the basin. For his contributions to the trust, Gary received the Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee Medal. In 2019, Mr. Merkel was appointed by the BC government to co-chair the Old Growth Strategic Review in British Columbia for the economic, cultural, and ecological importance of old growth trees and forests in BC. He was also appointed co-chair to the Minister's Forest and Range Practices Advisory Council to support the health and sustainability of BC's forests and rangelands and for how these vital resources are managed. As an advocate for education, Mr. Merkel empowers students to create better ways to look after the land and their communities. He supported development and implementation of the Nicola Valley Institute of Technology. He has worked closely with UBC's Faculty of Forestry and First Nations House of Learning to engage the Aboriginal community and increase its presence and influence in the university and industry settings. He led efforts to attract Aboriginal students and counsel and improve the forest sector's ability to work effectively with First Nations communities. And in March of this year, Mr. Merkel came and gave our 87th Forest Industry Lecture to again reinforce the importance of forest and communities. For over 20 years, Mr. Merkel has also been involved in housing and housing policy issues to transform First Nations housing and infrastructure delivery in British Columbia. This includes serving as founding chair of the Aboriginal Housing Committee, British Columbia, and as executive director to the First Nations Housing and Infrastructure Council, where he created and implemented a joint on-reserve housing strategy. Today, we honor Gary's commitment to increasing Indigenous engagement and capacity building in the forest sector, recognizing Indigenous peoples' connection to and management of the land. We recognize his aspiration to create and help groups better shape their futures. And we celebrate his dedication to empower students through education to improve their communities. Eminent Chancellor, with great pride and respect, I present Mr. Gary Merkel.
Gary Merkel, in recognition of enduring contributions to advance land stewardship, culturally relevant Indigenous education, governance, and economic independence and community empowerment, I desire to confer upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws, and to express the hope that we shall continue to be enriched by your wise counsel for many years to come.
Thank you. You see how they all look after me quite well. Yeah, you got to be moved here and there. This, watching that video, I want to just speak to every one of those people are ordinary people. And for some reason, when you end up in this place, people think it's extraordinary. We're just regular people who do certain things and somehow end up doing extraordinary things. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about that today. At this school, you have learned to do things that you don't want to do because you have to do them. And that is an absolutely necessary life skill. Absolutely. But you know what? The real things worth learning, you can't learn through education. And I'm just going to talk to you about one of them today. There's a few, but this one I think is one of the more important ones. And it's really about your orientation towards life. And knowing what your path is and knowing who you are and following that. So this may seem a little strange, but most of us, we don't know why we're here. We end up here, we go to school, we get a good job, you know, we try to follow the recipe that everybody gives us. But that list goes on, but at some point, you need to find out who you are and what your central purpose is. I like, Mark Twain has a quote that the two most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why you're here. And that, whatever that is, that thing, whatever it is in you. You've got a lot of people around you who are going to tell you, you should be this, you should be that, you got to be this, you know, you got to have, I don't know, you got to live up to the standard. And, you know, I guess I suppose that's true. We all got to contribute. But only you know what that thing is inside you. And how do you find it? What do you dream about? What do you daydream about when nobody else is looking? All of you in your own mind have things that you go, wow, wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't that? Or just something that just totally excites you. And it might not, in a lot of cases, it might not be the thing you actually went to school for. Sorry for saying that out loud, but it is kind of true. And because a lot of these people here, I don't think their degrees or education or anything related, or it's very rare that you find somebody who actually exemplifies in their own field. Somehow you just, your passion starts to take over you, and if you explore it and you're not afraid of it, pretty soon you're just doing things that are just, they give you energy, they lift you up, they make you just go, oh man. And you know, work stops feeling like work. And you start to know when you've actually got there, when work stops feeling like work. And it just feels like this is what I was born to be and what I was born to do. Very disciplined people who really focus on this spend at least a half an hour a day focusing on what is my central purpose? How is it evolving? And how do I get there even more? Just thinking. And pretty soon, there's a weird thing in life. When you dream and when you believe something and you really, really internalize it, all of a sudden it just starts to materialize in your life. There's this kind of secret hidden power that's not so secret and not so hidden to all those ordinary, extraordinary people. It just starts to happen. I don't know how it happens, but I do know it happens because it's happened to me. And it's happened to many of my friends who do this kind of life. So I am, you know, how do you know when you've got there? As I said earlier, you're going to get up every day and you're just going to want to do it. Whatever it is, you can't stop yourself anymore. You just are so caring, and it stops feeling like I'm going to a job and I'm just doing this over and over and over. It just becomes part of you. And I know not all of you will do this. But you know what? Even if I have a chance to maybe change a few of you to start to do this and start to make a difference, as many of those folks in that video alluded to, we need you. We really do need you to help us change and fix the world. And you all have the total smarts to do it. If you have the mindset to take it on, and if it's part of your passion, whatever that is, then you can really, really make a difference. And don't ever let anybody tell you you can't do that. There's a book called Jonathan Livingston Seagull, and there's a little line in there that I like. Argue your limitations, and they are yours. Nobody else can give them to you, only you can give them to you. So for all of us who've kind of made this journey, we can testify to the fact that that's the way this works. I can't put it in your mind. I can give you the threads. I hope you take them. I hope you really make something beautiful out of it, nurture it, and do amazing things in your life. May do. Good luck. And with all my support, love, and respect. Takas.
Thank you so much, Gary. I loved your messages about, these people that we think are so extraordinary really are just ordinary people who find a way to do extraordinary things. And that is about finding your purpose. And Gary, clearly you had one, you have one, you are changing the world, and we are so grateful. I'd like you to come up now and sign. We have an honor roll that we'd like you to sign.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gary. And that now makes it official. You're now a member of the University of Alberta class of 2022. Gary, welcome to the family. And now to all of the graduands, it's your turn. As the name of each graduand is called to cross the stage, I will formally admit you to your degrees and will have an opportunity to congratulate you. On your journey across the stage, you'll also walk past the University of Alberta ceremonial mace. That's it, sitting over there. Centuries ago, the mace was a symbol of authority over life and death. And I assure you that is no longer the case, and we're all really grateful for that. Today, this mace represents the life-changing power of knowledge and the importance of our university and our graduates in the community. I look forward to meeting you here on the stage.
The candidates for degrees will please rise and follow on page 5 of the convocation program. You will be asked to provide a spoken response for the pledge with the President, which will appear on the screen shortly. Eminent Chancellor, President, on behalf of the faculty, I present to you these scholars and ask that they be pledged and admitted to the degrees to which they are entitled.
Now, when you respond to the pledge, I want to hear the rafters of the Jubilee rattle. Do you promise faithfully to observe and loyally maintain the statutes, customs, privileges, and liberties of this, your university? Do you solemnly promise to conduct yourself in all things loyally and faithfully to the honor of your university, the encouragement of learning, and the good of your country? These things. Well done. Thank you.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the legislature of this province and with the consent of this university, I admit you to the degrees to which you are entitled and invest with you all the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining to such degrees. I charge you to use them for the uplifting of the whole people, to inspire the human spirit, to serve your community for the public good, and to pursue more steadfastly whatsoever things are true. Please be seated.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of Professor Seaman Aburisk and Professor Brooke Milne, I present the following graduates for degrees in the Faculty of Engineering and Faculty of Graduate Studies and Research. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Juan Alejandro Arias Buitrago. Oh, Chancy, just. Chancy Bai. Jishang Chen. Ranjith Ravi Kumar Chiplunkar. Reza Keshavarzi. Ali Reza Khani. Waidong Lee. Chuan Lu. Maida Marafatala. Amr Ali Shakami Mohammed. Francis Guillermo Osorio Casol. Bezem Zakaria Reda. Ume Salma Ruma. Sumia Ranjan Sahu. Najas Sajadfar. Mudassar Saraj. Xinyi Wang. Le Zhang. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Master of Science, Daniela Arango Vasquez. Sergio Ignacio Arevalo. Sean Ryan Boyd. Gustavo Andres Cifuentes Diaz. Venugopal Hedge. That is head. Akash Kumar. Zichao Lin. Israel Mayo Molina. Ali Reza Memorian. Fardad Mokhtari Dizaji. Emily Louise Quakey. Davis Sharma. Jace David Thibault. Diana Tuleganovna. Yang Yu. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Master of Engineering. Daniel Uluwadamiola Adamola.
So this is just a phonetic.
Okay. Moyif Dinfuwala Oluwatu Misin Ademola Adesina. I get a shilling for every syllable, you know.
Yawar Ali.
Yawar Ali.
Omar Asaf.
Omar Asaf. Oyin Consola Olamide Awo Boyekun. Bamidile Bamisile. Egar Bulgan.
Last name Hillier.
Caitlin Nicole Hillier. Mahmoud Murad Anwar Ismail. Jasprit Kaur. Carlos Baltazar Jimenez. Jing Jing. Dennis Lee. Balbina Chantal Meyer Nagera. Loriana Elisare Morales, that is Fornarinos. Thank you, Loriana. Sorry, Loriana. Godfrey Mugasha. Bria Peel. Yuel Takalam. Amarachi Umaran. Sarah Catherine Willis. Yanwin Yu. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of Professor Seaman Aburisk, I present the following graduates for degrees in the Faculty of Engineering. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering, Papa Olenu Adjei. Sadman Sakib Ahmed. Fawad Aladina with distinction. Maria Victoria MST Retamero with distinction. Maxwell Davis Antoniak with distinction. Kyle Assaran with distinction.
Kevin Bay.
Kevin Bay. John Bankall. Keegan Shandor Bartok.
Last name Klotz Belton.
Drew Carter Klotz Belton. Yumi Tanzan Bhutia.
Ivan Borka.
Ivan Borka. James Liam Brady with distinction.
Last name Brandsey.
Justin Elliott Brandsey. Liam Sidney Brindley. Hamad Shazat Butt. Mudiwa Daniel Mufaro Chatora. Brianna Lee Chevalier with distinction. Maverick James Cox with distinction.
DeBiasio, last name.
Hannah Natasha DeBiasio.
Last name DeMar.
Win Judith DeMar with distinction. Tej Dial. Robin Pete Kaur Daliwal. Tola Dumi Leslie. Courtney Dawn Everett. Jordan Emily Forrest with distinction. Micah Gappason. Pradeep Singh Gill. Luke Russell Cody Jingra. Connor Burke Goss.
In French, Rachel Graton.
Recipient of an APEGA Past President's Medal in Chemical Engineering, Danica Rachel Graton with distinction. Julia Helena Grenke with distinction. Jean Malik Afchar Hagen with distinction. Khalid Shahriar Halim. Raya Hassan. Zulfikar Hassan Ali. Katrina Francesca Tape Hermoso. Matthew Michael Holloway. Siwen Hu. Ame Abhe Joglekar. Emmanuel Simbarashe Kachere with distinction. Adita Rajas Katu. Alim Mansurali Koja with distinction. McConnell James Kimmett with distinction. Oyenkansola Febisola Kolowole.
Anastasia
Julie Marie Anastasia Lack.
Yasser Lagari.
Mohammed Yasser Lagari.
Longji Li.
Longji Li.
Chizu Liu.
Chisu Liu. Matthew Charles Long.
Last name Matke.
Tyler Don Matke. Diviraj Singh Mahida. Maha Tariq Mahmood. Azar Mahmood with distinction. Allegra Elise Martel with distinction.
Elisa Marazic.
Cassidy Alisa Marazic with distinction.
Christian Mr. Nadan.
Christian Christopher Nadan.
Gabrielle Nelson.
Gabrielle Nelson.
Daryl Newsham.
Daryl Newsham. Simfo Nuquela. Swahila Imtiazali Nurani with distinction. Dwija Paresh Patel. Megan Lynn Plow. Cyrene Poloso with distinction. Maya Maria Puhal with distinction. Eric Chen Shu with distinction. Nicholas Robert Ray with distinction. Suparni Roy. Molly Lynn Rumor. Dennis Riabinin with distinction.
Just Safwan.
Safwan.
Shivan Saini.
Shivan Saini. Mira Ashish Salat. Gaurav Panasheral Samuel. Pardeep Saharan with distinction. Randeep Sandhu. Alexandra Lee Sheeser. Ashraf Omar Salam. Naman Sharma. Riley John Fraser Spitzmacher. Noah Mervyn Supis. Nicholas Barron Sutherland. Jordan Mackenzie Thorell. Ethan Anvuvu. Bryn Edward Williams with distinction.
Last name Woodford.
James Brian Woodford.
Fan Yi.
Fan Yi.
Tina Joe.
Tina Joe with distinction.
Thomas Adel.
Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering. Hamiz Adil. Zakia Suba Ashraf.
Hamza Atik.
Mohammed Hamza Atik with distinction. Amandeep Singh Baldwan.
Lex.
Lex Kennedy Gueco Bayaro with distinction.
Last name Baum.
Emily Pauline Baum with distinction. Nader Basada with distinction.
Last name Bester.
Jordan Thomas Bester with distinction.
Kevin Balani. Just.
Kevin Balani.
Fernanda Botero. Luisa Fernanda
Luisa
Botero.
Fernanda Botero. Benjamin Dean Bradley.
Last name Broman.
Dylan James Anthony Broman. Robin Margaret Cameron. Shyama Ramesh Johan with distinction.
Junch Chan.
Josh Chan. Jason Munkit Chang with distinction. Caitlin Amy Chin with distinction. Ken Chua. Abhinav Chug. Michelle Wing Shan Chung. Mityaj Siegler with distinction.
Last name Kuhn.
Morgan Samantha Kuhn with distinction. Aiden James Cooper with distinction.
Last name Conduct.
Elizabeth Joanne Condict with distinction. Taylor Lee Dagenet. Daniel Kiflu Delagain.
Last name Gage Dixon.
Dylan Gage Dixon with distinction.
Adura Singha, last name.
Michelle Elizabeth Adura Singer with distinction.
Rana El Sadiq.
Rana El Sadiq with distinction.
Last name Fallman. Fallman.
Thomas Timothy Fallman.
Last name Foxcroft.
Max Donovan Foxcroft with distinction.
Isabel Dumaco Garcia.
Sophia Marie Isabel Dumaco Garcia. Nathaniel Sevilla Joyege with distinction.
Last name Gonzalez.
Franklin Gonzalez.
Shichen Han.
Shichen Han with distinction.
Liban Ali Hassan.
Liban Ali Hassan.
Eric Xiao.
Eric Xiao.
Shashin Huang.
Shashin Huang with distinction.
Erica Alexandra Hurl.
Erica Alexandra Hurl with distinction.
This nice one.
Nolan Ross Jackson. Mudassar Javid. Rutja with distinction. Hongling Jiang. Elfas Johannes. Zeshuan Ju with distinction. Megan Catherine Kent. Zeriab Khan with distinction. Recipient of an APEGA Past President's Medal in Civil Engineering, Claire Yuna Kim with distinction. Brennan Byron Kimball. Jocelyn Daniel Coles with distinction. Tatiana Susanna Kopcia. Emmett Miles Langer Kretzel. Sahil Laka. Vindhya Lalantika with distinction. Serena Lam with distinction. David Shinjiang Li with distinction. Yanda Li. Jeshuan Liu.
Last name McClellan.
Matthew Alexander McClellan with distinction. Fadi Mansi. Phoenix Ardine Martinez. Keith Santiago Mateo with distinction.
Last name Rolf Naiman.
Abdul Rolf Maimun. Lutfi Hisham Khalifa Muhammad. Balkaran Singh Mundi. Anthony John Barayang Navor. Bronwyn Elise Neufeld with distinction. James New with distinction. Santiago Nieto. Andreas Anthony Pandowi. Dhruvi Patel. Brendan Pham. Daniel Meran Piovezan. Anna Radmanovich with distinction. Vrebhav Singh Prithviraj Raj with distinction. Yusra Ramin with distinction. Julia Alexandra Richards.
Last name Rydell.
Joshua Charles Rydell. Luc François Rousseau.
Last name Santos.
Evan Lawrence Santos. Tariq Ismail Sanya. Maya Anna Schmidt with distinction.
Last name
Emma Lindsay Jane Schroeder.
Eder Samini.
Eder Samini with distinction.
Aiden Joel Shipton.
Aiden Joel Shipton with distinction.
Chanel Vera Lozada Simeon.
Chanel Vera Lozada Simeon.
Manal Sleeman.
Manal Sleeman.
Madeline Hope Smith.
Receiving today both her Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering and a certificate in Sustainability, Madeline Hope Smith with distinction.
Last name Stelmack.
Braden Joel Stelmack.
Amethyst Rose Strayhorn.
Kayla Amethyst Rose Strayhorn with distinction.
Johan Sun.
Johan Sun.
Last name Swensrud.
Joshua Calvin Swensrud with distinction.
Sylvester last name.
Matthew Donald Sylvester with distinction.
Last name Sommerfeld.
James Terrence Sommerfeld.
Hamna Tahir.
Hamna Tahir.
Rojan Davis Tan.
Rojin Davis Tan with distinction.
Kalok Tang.
Kenneth Ka Lok Tang with distinction.
Last name Tao.
Jason Tao.
Dennis Teplov. Tantai.
Dennis Teplov.
Last name Tang Tai.
Taylor Tan Tai.
Tai. V. Last name V Tai.
Brian V. Tai.
Ivana Tiu.
Ivana Tiu.
Arroyo Trinidad.
Andrew Arroyo Trinidad.
Chi Sang.
Michael Chi Tsang.
Benjamin Tuen.
Benjamin Tuen with distinction.
Last name Lucht.
Chad Ryan Glenn Vanderlucht with distinction.
Yeah, Landon James Vick.
Landon James Vick.
Last name Wan.
Amanda Wan with distinction.
Zihan Wang.
Zihan Wang.
Rockford Lewis Webster.
Rockford Lewis Webster.
Last name Whedon.
Liam David Whedon with distinction.
Garen Case White.
Garen Case White with distinction.
Rihanna Catherine Wilsey.
Rihanna Catherine Wilsey with distinction.
Last name Walensky.
Stephen Joseph Wolinski with distinction.
Last name Willett.
Receiving both a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering and Certificate in Sustainability, Michael Everett Woolett.
Rasheen Yen.
Wanshin Yan.
Yuhan John Yang.
Johan John Yang with distinction.
Jing Yu.
Jin Yu.
Oman Hoffman Yu.
Ho Man Hoffman Yu.
Zong Chuan Yuan.
Zong Chun Yuan with distinction.
Zafrin. Zamiha Zafrin.
Zamiha Zafrin with distinction.
Zhaoting Zhang.
Zhaoting Zhang with distinction.
Zhou. Xingru Zhou.
Xinru Zhou.
Kayla Renee Zimmerman.
Kayla Renee Zimmerman with distinction.
Kaylin Alexis Zimmerman.
Kaylin Alexis Zimmerman.
Last name Armistead.
Okay. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Mining Engineering, Raymond Lorne Armistead. Ethan Troy Ballack. Recipient of an APEGA Past President's Medal in Mining Engineering, Aidan Thomas Bowe with distinction. Hatem Chalak with distinction.
Leonardo Cheney Cheng.
You ready? Leonardo Cheney Cheng.
Thomas Coombe.
Okay.
Muhammad Ali Hindwai Mohammed Darwish. Adam Jarrett Grem. Byron Scott Gumata. Hassan Ali Hijazi. Jordan Eric Heward. Carson Allen Klein. Simon Ajay Lala. Nicholas Craig Melnick with distinction. John Carlo Meneses. Jinyuin Shen. Slater Tonneson with distinction. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Petroleum Engineering, Iremede Viator Adeyemi. Hamad Khalfan Sulaiman Al-Rawahi.
Walid Bashir.
Walid Bashir. Ore Olua Luwimwa Brown.
Oh, that's a separate.
I'm sorry, that last was with distinction. Receiving both an APEGA Past President's Medal in Petroleum Engineering, Scott Stanley Charabin with distinction.
Yes.
Janshu Yang Choi with distinction. Anupinder Singh Dinsa. Valangini Karun Kumar Imandi. Adita Uday Shah. Shay Mary Rose Smith. Noah Nicholas van Brabant. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Materials Engineering, Natasha Rebecca Arthur with distinction. Jacob Thomas Barron. Aliza Batul. Pavadarin Bhavanadan. Cole Michael Borntrager. Jolene Borelli with distinction. Daniele Donata Gianiele Calista with distinction. Lloyd Christian Castro.
Demar?
Paul Norman Demar. Luke Stanisław Dumich Carson. Alexandre Edouard Joseph Goudreau. Sari Hussein Hamour. Callie Jade Hetherington with distinction. Shahim Hussein. Alvin Lee with distinction. David Liu with distinction. Hudson Ray McKay. Juliana Ray Monson with distinction. Kaylin Janae Nicholson with distinction. Kayla Elizabeth Sharp. Yingxing Song with distinction, also receiving an APEGA Past President's Medal in Materials Engineering. Kushale Parashkumar Sukhadia. AJ Cole Talbot with distinction. Victor Tu. Kendra Lynn Wagner. Kinston Wong. Mingrui Yang.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty, I present to you the remaining scholars whose names appear in the convocation program, but who are not in attendance.
So to our graduates, congratulations. You are now graduates of the University of Alberta. I'd say this merits a standing ovation from family and friends. Now, there is one other group in the audience that also merits a standing ovation, and so I'd ask our graduates to stand and turn around and thank your family and friends who sustained you through this journey. Please be seated. So now it's time to turn our attention to the last part of today's ceremony. And before I formally welcome you into the University of Alberta Alumni Association, I invite you to watch the screens for a presentation of a special video montage The song that accompanies the video, Je te retrouve, or I Remember You, was commissioned by Campus Saint-Jean in 2008 in honor of the U of A centenary. It captures the hopefulness and the potential of days spent at university, and hopefully will spark some memories of your own. The song is also a display of many U of A talents. It was composed by Professor Emeritus and Honorary degree recipient Dr. France Levasseur-Houmet, and arranged by U of A alumnus Dr. Alan Bevan. And the recording is performed by Chorale Saint-Jean under the direction of Laurier Fagnon. And I have to tell you, every time I see this video, I get a tear to my eye, so I think you're going to enjoy it. Thank you.
Eminent Chancellor, Elder, to the graduating class of 2022, you have shown incredible resiliency, drive, and determination to be here today. From my heart and spirit, congratulations to all of you. My name is Jessica Vandenberg. I'm born from the Denetah First Nation to 2 residential school survivor parents, and I'm a 60 scoop survivor. I was valedictorian of my high school, and I graduated here from the University of Alberta with a Bachelor's of Science with distinction in Chemical Engineering, Computer Process Control Co-op, and later with a Master's of Science in Chemical and Mining Engineering. Thank you. It's my honor to be able to congratulate you and welcome you to the University of Alberta alumnus, and to officially welcome you to our alumni family and community. We are more than 300,000 strong in over 140 countries around the world. We are a supportive, proud, diverse, and global network, collectively being ordinary people making extraordinary differences to our alumni community, to our homes, to the university, and for the public good. Together, we are change makers, community builders, world shapers. And throughout the history of the university and Turtle Island, our world has faced many challenges. But when we stand together, we generate the solutions that will make us healthier and safer, stronger, and more just. We will always be seeking, always be continually learning. We will always be, most of all, leading. Like our university, our alumni lead with purpose. Congratulations and best wishes, and all the best for your future. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. We're coming almost to the end. And in closing, I'd like to offer a few words of thanks. Dr. Gary Merritt, sorry, they spelled your name wrong in my notes. Dr. Gary Merrill, thank you once again for sharing your story and your wisdom with our university family. You are an inspiring example of leadership, service, and accomplishment. In accepting this honorary degree, you bring great honor to the University of Alberta. Thank you, Gary. I also wish to thank our talented vocalist, Noah Wright, and our outstanding vocation band under the direction of Dr. Thomas Dust. Thank you very much. And not surprisingly, there is a lot of planning and detailed work that goes on behind the scenes to make these kind of occasions possible. And so I'd like to acknowledge and thank the hard work of the staff of the Office of the Registrar and the Office of the Senate for their organization of today's convocation. Thank you very much. I'm pleased to invite everyone to stay in the lobbies afterward to greet each other and say congratulations. And finally, to our graduates, congratulations for all that you have accomplished leading up to the conferral of your degree. On top of the normal challenges of completing a degree, these past 2 years have been incredibly challenging. And I want to acknowledge your determination and perseverance that helped you get to this day. Well, it might be a bit of a cliche to say we're all in this together. These past years have taught us how much that simple message rings true. Your convocation today symbolizes what we can achieve together, how we can uplift the whole people, how we can continue to explore and pursue the truth when we unleash the creativity, the energy, ideas, and compassion of the students who are graduating today and will lead the way for tomorrow. I hope you feel incredibly proud of what you have accomplished in your years at our university. You have spent hours, months, and years listening and learning, digging into complex issues and topics, thinking critically about some of the most pressing issues of our time, sharing time with friends and colleagues, and preparing for wherever your journey will take you. In turn, we are incredibly proud of all of you, our newest graduates. You bring us hope for the future. You inspire us with your energy, your enthusiasm, and ideas. Whatever path you choose, I encourage you, above all else, to understand you can make a positive difference in our world. And I can assure you that the University of Alberta will be here cheering you on from the sidelines as each of you pursues your next hopes and dreams. Thank you, congratulations, enjoy the celebration and the rest of the day.
Thank you.